All right, guys, welcome back. So the question was asked of how to do some things in Design Space. As you guys know, Design Space comes with a lot of images already in there, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll take and I will repurpose those images to work for me. So I'm going to show you a few of the things. I have nothing planned, so this is going to be um, either the best video that is done on the fly, or it's going to be a lesson learned video that's done on the fly. So let's just see how this is. But I do like to think of events that are coming up, and I know that Memorial Day is coming up. So we're going to create a project around Memorial Day. So this is pretty much Design Space. So if I go home, this is where we start off in our home screen. As you can see, I have mine may look different than yours because I have my projects that I worked on top, and then you can go down and you can see the community projects, for the mug press and different things that you want to design for. So that's what's happening down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose new project. All right, and it's going to ask me because, as you guys saw, I already had something on there, but there really wasn't a project. So I'm just going to say, yeah, oops, I'm going to say replace. But you do have the option to save or to replace if you have something on there. And I'm going to say replace because I don't really need anything that was on there. So what I'm going to do now is I want to search for images that I want to bring in. So I'll go to images, and I can choose from any of the images that I see, like stay-at-home mom. That's kind of cool. The little cricket, that's kind of cool. Fishing is my yoga. Very interesting. I always like to see what inspires me, especially when I don't have an idea of what I want to do. Now, typically, I am a graphic designer. I teach graphic design and web design. So one of the things I like to do in the future as well is I'll probably be teaching stuff how to do on Illustrator when it comes to the Cricut too. So you guys stay tuned. Those videos might be coming soon as well. But I know that everybody doesn't have Illustrator or Photoshop and stuff like that for one reason or another. So I also wanted to learn Design Space. And I played around with it, and it's pretty cool, especially for a novice. I know there's a Silhouette out there, and some people talk about Silhouette as well, and their software. And I've checked theirs out. I haven't played with it as much as I played with Design Space, but it looks pretty decent too. So yeah, whatever you like, go for. So the cool thing about Design Space is I don't have to pick just one. So if I wanted to do this Mickey Mouse, or I wanted to do, and notice it's $1.99. So this one isn't for, it's not one of the free ones. I actually have a membership, and those are the ones that I can have with the A. But all the ones that don't, I'll have to pay it $1.99. But then there are other things that don't have the A that you can, that's free for everybody. So just keep that in mind as well. These glasses are cool. Book nerd, I like that. Let me see. So this is making me rethink Memorial Day because maybe I want to do something with some of these that are featured. I don't know. I just never know. Life is just so hard. Let me just look up Memorial Day though. But if I decided I didn't want any of these or did or what have you, I can also just type up here in the search bar. Okay, so it's just Memorial Day, and I just see what they have to offer. This is a nice flag, and some text. Let's see, spring memories, meal memories, very interesting. In loving memory, I kind of like that. Beautiful life, in memory of a beautiful life. I like that too. So if I don't know what I want to use, I can select that. Notice it's green. Also notice down here at the bottom, it shows up and you have the option of getting rid of it, removing it, or keeping it. So I can choose several ones and then figure out what I want. Notice the green highlights on the boxes, and you can look down here to see how many you have highlighted. So you're not committed. You can put in as many as you want and then decide once you're in there. Let the memories begin. Valentine's Day. I think it's looking at the day and Memorial and giving me everything that's under that. I think I'm gonna go with these things that are here. Let's see. Let's get memory. I have two really nice ones. I was just trying to get one more that says Memorial Day to me, and of course the flag. One of these flags I saw earlier. Do let's go with this one, and let me see if I have one that actually says Memorial Day. I think I do, but I'm gonna check this one out. Okay, so I got these four, and I'm gonna hit insert, and it's gonna bring them all in clumped like one grouping. But all you have to do is click off, and then you can move them apart so that you can see what it is that you actually want to use. I really like this. So one of the things I do a lot are t-shirts. So I might want to play with this one and then figure out how I want to incorporate these different things into it. I really like the birds, but here's the deal. I love these birds, but I'm not sure. I almost want, like, if I could combine this and this. Is there a way? Yes, there is. All right. So first what we'll talk about is I'm going to click on this, and what happens is, like, if I click off, notice the top right here. This is your menu, so it's context sensitive. That means this menu is going to change based on what you have selected, right? So see how it's grayed up here and I have the option to undo. If I click on this, notice now I have the option of, I have over here is the color. So this is the undo and redo. This is what type of cut. Is it going to be a basic cut? I can click on this little arrow, and then you have other options too. You have your draw area where you can use the pen, the foil, the score, or the print then cut. And these options actually change based off of your machine. If I have the Maker, the Explorer 2, and the Explorer 1. So if I have a different machine in, I have different options. But let me go ahead and so I can choose my selections where I can select all. I have editing options in here where to cut or to copy. That offset, which is kind of cool, have options in there to offset. That's a different video. Right now I'm just making you familiar with different areas. The arranging, if you had one object on top of another, you can move to front to back, and stuff like that. Let me click back. Notice now I clicked off of it and nothing's highlighted. I got to click on it to go back. I can flip the picture. I can flip it vertical or horizontal. So you can play with those. I can also play with the size. So for instance, if I was doing a t-shirt, there are different sizes of t-shirts. I have a t-shirt chart that sits right above me. And I can look. So like if I was making a t-shirt for, say, a baby, that was like 18 months to 3T, I might make this 6 inches. So let's just go with that. So right here, if I was making this for a child, I would go to the width, and then I could actually just type in a 6. I could hit the plus or minus. I'm sorry, the arrows, up or down arrows that are in here, or I can highlight it and just type in 6, hit tab, and I'm good there. So if I was putting this on a onesie or something like that, I have those settings. Another thing that I can set is the X and Y axis. So if you look at your grid, that's what this lines up with. So if I will go with, in position for X, I'll go with 0.5, and then position for Y, sorry, I usually go with 0.05. Okay. Nope, I usually go 0.5. I thought so. 0.5, I just hit something else earlier. And then I'll tab it over and I'll hit 0.5, and tab it over. And that's the amount of room. These grids match up exactly with the grid that you have on your Cricut mat. So I can match it up exactly here or the side. So sweet. All right, so that part's good. I have that how I want it. The next thing that I want to do, and then another thing that let's stay over here for a second. So you have your templates, you have your projects, you have your images, and this is how you bring images in. You can bring in text, and type text that you want. You can play with shapes. I do this often, and they have several of the most popular shapes that are here. You can also set up your score line if you had something that you want to score, like if I was scoring this halfway through, I could. And your upload, which you should be familiar with, is how you upload your own images and stuff like that. All right, but over here, and then let's see here, Yep, my projects. You can save your project here. Just to show your projects, and then this is where your machines are. So you can choose either machine, the Explore family, which is the Explore 1, Explore 2, the Cricut Maker, the Cricut Joy. So you can select that, and then this is where you say Make It, which we're going to talk about later in a different video. This video is just talking about design. And then you have your layers, right? So there's our cut. So these are layers for each and every um, uh, part of your design. So those are your layers. All right, so what we're gonna do though is I'm gonna select this because you have to select it to affect it depending on what you want to do. I don't want in loving memory, right? So I want this in memory of a beautiful life to be in place of in loving memory. So what I can do with it selected is I can go over here, down here to contour, and I can click that. And now whatever I select is what I'm making disappear. So I can take and put this over this, and okay. Or I can select it. I can even do like with hide all contours, which then that means it's gonna hide everything, and then I'll have to bring the stuff back that I want to stay. So for instance, it didn't hide that. It's supposed to hide all, but it didn't hide that. But for instance, if I bring all these back, notice how they're highlighting here. Um, I thought you could. I guess you cannot. You can in Illustrator, but that's okay. I'm going to hide that back out. Okay, so now I have all of the birds coming in, but I'm hiding out all of the letters. So when I click on the X, notice now all of the letters have disappeared, but all of my birds are here. So this is how you can hide different things or different parts of the files that you do not want to see. Okay, so now I know that I want this to be 0.5 on the x-axis, kind of like it was on the other one, just for positioning, okay? And I know that I don't want the width to be any wider than 6 inches, all right? So now I have, look, I've created kind of a different image that I just moved after making it 0.5. You guys saw that, 0.5. But I have a different image that I can, or a different take on the image that I had earlier. I have a different image on the one that I did earlier. So that's pretty cool. I kind of like that. And if I wanted to add something to it, like maybe I wanted to put the flag in the background, let me go ahead and make that width 6. And then I don't know how this is going to look. We'll see. But maybe I want to put the flag back there and see how that goes. Then I will go to arrange and I would choose send to back. And now I have this kind of cool little image. I know that I'm not going to use this one. So I can actually just choose delete and toss that. And now I have just created a new design, different, based off of the design that I found in Design Space. Totally different, right? 3 different images. I composited them into one. And if I want to go a step further, because one thing that bothers me, I said you guys I'm a designer first, is I'd probably put the pole out a little bit because I don't like it being directly behind that. But and I might change the size. Another thing too, these areas right here. So when you're looking at this is how I resize it. This one lets me rotate. This one over here is how I can close it and get rid of it. And this lock that you can barely see down here, let me go ahead and move it. I don't want to. But this lock that you can barely see down here is how we can unlock the ratio. So right now, it's proportion. If I make this larger, it is in proportion. But if I unlock it, now I have full control over the height and width, and I can skew it and do all sorts of crazy stuff. I don't want to do any of that stuff, but I just wanted you to know that you have the options. I'm gonna put that back where it was. All right, so that's really what I wanted to show you guys, how to take a design that is in Design Space and how to change it around to make it work for you. In future videos, we'll go over things like slicing and things like that. But I think for now, to get you started into modifying the designs in Design Space, this is our first video of our series. And like I said, if you want to see other things, please let me know. I have no problem with jumping in and creating videos because I like doing that. So if there's other stuff that you want to know how to do, just let me know in the comments like you did with this one. This video came because a viewer asked, hey, it would be cool if you made videos in Design Space. So this is my first contribution to your request. So as always, if you have any other questions, just let me know. And I'm going to end this video here, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for posing that question, and ta-ta for now.